la sal de la tierra, pueblo santo y especial. Aunque los pueblos murmuren, Diosito se va a vengar. Por siglos ocultaron al rostro del hombre que no va a salvar. Por eso no quieren que sepa tu verdadera identidad. Somos dioses en la tierra, por eso te quieren matar. Aunque tengamos evidencia, algunos no van a escuchar. El mundo le teme el emblema, nosotros a Dios nada más. Profeta causando problemas, a tu pastor charlatán. Dijeron que no éramos nada, una nación derrotada. Víctimas de la conquista, clama que soy propiedad. Seguimos sirviendo sentencia, de Deuteronomio enseña. El pueblo ya está despertando, somos santos y especial. El pueblo ya está despertando, somos santos y especial. El pueblo ya está despertando, somos santos y especial. El pueblo ya está despertando, somos santos y especial. El pueblo ya está despertando, somos santos y especial.
Despierta, 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 que Cristo tu nombre llama. Despierta, 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 regresa pa' tu identidad. Despierta, 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 tú eres santo y especial. Profetas enseñan en todas esquinas, tu herencia ahí aprenderás. Mi gente toda sigue dormida, y es tiempo de levantar. Dios fue que nos tiró la herida, pero Él también nos va a sanar. Él fue que nos tumbó pa' abajo, Él también nos quiere elevar. Cuando Cristo moreno regrese, con espada y furor va a llegar. Las naciones se hicieron unidas, ellos solo traman nuestra destrucción. No quiere que andemos arriba, por eso el pecado fue el que nos bajó. Regresa las leyes y los mandamientos, tu puesto arriba está mejor. Real sacerdocio, mi gente latina, somos Israel, la nación que escogió.
Dijeron que no éramos nada, una nación derrotada. Víctimas de la conquista, clama que soy propiedad. Seguimos sirviendo sentencia, de Deuteronomio enseña. El pueblo ya está despertando, somos santos y especial. El pueblo ya está despertando, somos santos y especial. El pueblo ya está despertando, somos santos y especial. El pueblo ya está despertando, somos santos y especial. El pueblo ya está despertando, somos santos y especial.
Shalom, Most High in Christ bless you. Captain Abiel here. Reino del Norte Radio Programa, live and direct. All praise to the Most High. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got to the right of me,
Officer Ira.
Officer Raphael.
my scribe.
Soldier Kushaya.
All praise to the Most High. So listen, Santeria is not Latino culture. I know a lot of y'all are not gonna like that because your mama, your grandmama, your great grandmama, if she's still alive, was dealing with that garbage, and I said it garbage. The reason why I say it garbage is because we're heavy in the Bible. All right, nosotros estamos enfocados en la Biblia. Si tú amas a Dios, tú vas a hacer lo que la Biblia dice. If you love God, you're gonna do what He says, and you cannot love God if you're praying or kneeling and lighting a candle or smoking a cigar backwards. That's what they do. To a saint or to a statue. Oh, Leoncito, tráeme suerte. That's not going to work.
Boy, no way, boy. Boy, no way, boy.
No way.
Boy, no way, boy.
All right? So, before we get into the topic, what I want y'all to do is if you feel that you want to talk to us directly about this, I want you to look us up, man. Look us up in Clubhouse. We have a channel by the name of La Biblia en Fuego. Right. So I want you brothers to take a look at. I want all the family to take a look at this thing. La Biblia en Fuego on Clubhouse. You got the QR code there. Scan that QR code. It's gonna bring you right to the page with Clubhouse. Download Clubhouse. Yo, let's talk about it. If you like what I said, let's talk about it. If you don't like what I said, tell me. Let's talk about it. You know what I mean? I go by the name of Black Rhino. So come look for me. Come look for my brothers. We want to talk to you, to your face, online. All right, you can take that down. So, Santeria is not Latino culture. I know some of you are not going to like what I said. Listen, all I'm asking for is for a little moment of your time, Mr. Brigante. I want just a moment of your time. because these are things that you're not going to hear in the church. These are things that you're not going to hear anywhere else. All right? We really want you to understand why we're saying that Santeria is not Latino culture. And we're going to prove to you because Santeria is not an inherent part of Latino culture, but rather a syncretic religious system rooted in idolatry and incompatible with biblical teachings. Thank you, ChatGPT. So let's get to it. Santeria stems from the Yoruba religion of West Africa, mixed with Roman Catholic elements due to colonial oppression. It is not native to the indigenous peoples of Latin America, nor to the biblical heritage of Latinos, the descendants of the Israelites, meaning Northern Kingdom. Get me John 8 and verse 32.
The book of St. John, chapter 8, verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
So this is what we're looking for. Nosotros estamos buscando la verdad. We're looking for the truth, right? Because, as you know, we were oppressed. We suffered colonial oppression. We suffered slavery. And it wasn't only Morenos that went through that. Latinos went through that first. So-called Latinos, because we didn't get that name until like centuries later. But Latinos were in slavery from 1492 all the way up to the 1600s. And then, while that was happening with the conquistadors and everything, Europeans went to Africa and got Negroes, not Africans. There's a difference. And then from the 1600s all the way up to the 1800s and beyond, that's when you got Morenos involved in slavery. But for the major part, it was Latinos that were put in slavery. Okay? Get me Deuteronomy 12 and verse 30. I'm going to show you, I'm starting because I said Santeria originated from African paganism, not Latino identity. Okay? Watch this.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 12 and verse 30. Take heed to thyself, that thou be not snared by following them, after that they be destroyed from before thee, and that thou inquire not after their gods.
We're not supposed to inquire after the gods of the other nations. Because, like I said, Yoruba religion, or Yoruba understanding, Yoruba knowledge and all that comes from Africa. Now, were we in Africa? Yes, we were in Africa. From 70 AD, from the fall of Jerusalem, from the Roman Empire, we fled into Africa, according to Matthew 24, right? And we settled on the west coast of Africa. Now, while we were there, we definitely picked up a bunch of stuff. Give me that scripture where it talks about Ephraim is given unto idols, let them alone. You hold on to Deuteronomy. I just want you to see something, because the problem with us so-called Latinos is that we've always been wrapped up with idolatry. Okay? We've always been wrapped up in some garbage idolatry, and it's for some reason we just can't get rid of it. Okay? You got that? Go ahead.
The book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 17. Ephraim is joined to idols.
Ephraim right here is talking about Northern Kingdom. Ephraim, among the tribes, is known as the biblical name for Puerto Ricans. But here, Ephraim is talking about all of the Northern Kingdom in this context. Read that again.
Ephraim is joined to idols. Let him alone.
We got to let Judah, Benjamin, Levi, all the other tribes are supposed to leave us alone, because the Northern Kingdom was heavily into idolatry. All right, go back to Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy chapter 12 and verse 30. Take heed to thyself, that thou be not snared by following them, after that they be destroyed from before thee, and that thou inquire not after their gods, saying, how did these nations serve their gods? Even so will I do likewise.
Right. Read verse 29.
Verse 29. When the Lord thy God shall cut off the nations from before thee, whither thou goest to possess them, and thou succeedest them, and dwellest in their land.
Because God always fought for us whenever we kept his commandments. Okay? So the Most High had cut off the other nations. Why? So that we can inherit their lands, we can go to their places, and we could be in rulership. All right? We'd be comfortable, we would want for nothing. Right? But the problem was this right here, verse 30. Read where it says, and that thou inquire what?
And that thou inquire not after their gods.
So once God had cut off the other nations, when we went to their lands, we were not supposed to be looking after their gods and saying, I wonder if this God could work for me. I wonder if this Santo could work for me. That's what Latinos are doing today. Right now, we're in the midst of Baal. We're in the midst of doing all types of witchcraft for no reason. Okay, we're doing things that are completely out of order. All right, go ahead, read that.
And that thou inquire not after their gods, saying, how did these nations serve their gods? Even so will I do likewise.
Because you're going to be enticed by doing after what the other nations were doing for their gods. Like, for instance, Santeria is a gumbo of all the religions. It's a melting pot of all the religions. Anything it's a sancocho of mierda. That's what I wanted to say. That's right. The brothers came up with that one. I was dying. That's funny. That's exactly what it is. It's a sancocho de mierda. All right. And why? Why do I say that? Why am I being so disrespectful? Because you're disrespecting God. So if you disrespect my God, I can disrespect your whole life based on the religion that you're dealing with. Because we are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
Okay, we can't agree to disagree. Okay, I'm right, you're wrong. I'm an Israelite, and you need to be an Israelite, and that's it. Okay, so like I said, give me some time. I'm trying to be respectful, but I get hot. I'm sorry, I get hot. You understand what I'm saying? So, give me that first video.
The occultism, there's so much witchcraft in Latin America.
Is there?
Is normal. It's the daily bread. You're walking on the street and you see people doing witchcraft in the shops, and I'm like, that for me is not normal, right? Seeing in the street and in the shops, like the culture for me was quite like shocking. And so after this year that I have been there, I have to, again connect to the culture, to the people, what is moving around. But I believe the Lord sent me back is because I had an understanding of how things work in the spiritual realm. Now I have been set free, and now He's taking me back to help my people too.
Is the witchcraft in Latin America, is that what Santeria is? Because I've heard of Santeria, and I was interested in it because it looks kind of Christian. Specifically, it's got...
Pause it! It looks kind of Christian. It looks kind of Christian. Is Santeria witchcraft? Because it looks kind of Christian. So that lets you know that Christianity is witchcraft.
That's right.
Let it play. Look at his hands. Is it witchcraft? Go ahead.
Aesthetic of Catholicism, but it's totally perverted. It's like an inversion of the religion where, like, there's this thing they worship, the Saint Death, Santa Muerte. And so what is it though? It's just like a pagan syncretism with Catholicism.
So
pause it. He says something there. Syncretism. So if you heard him correctly, he mentioned syncretism, right? Syncretism is a fusion of different religious beliefs, often occurring when an oppressive system forces a dominant religion onto a people who then merge it in with their indigenous practices. In Latin America, Yoruba spirituality. In Latin America, Yoruba spirituality, Catholicism, and various occult traditions, including Santeria, brujeria, palo, mayimbe, and espiritismo, have blended into a deceptive system that many falsely believe to be part of Latino culture. However, the Bible strictly forbids the mixing of the Most High's laws with pagan traditions, right? So, for instance, you got. Let's actually, you know what? Let's go back to that to the interview, please.
Occultism, there's so much witchcraft in Latin America.
Is there?
Is normal. It's the daily bread. You're walking on the street and you see people doing witchcraft in the shops, and I'm like, that for me is not normal, right? Seeing in the street and in the shops, like the culture for me was quite like shocking. And so after this year that I have been there, I have to, again connect to the culture, to the people, what is moving around. But I believe the Lord sent me back is because I had an understanding of how things work in the spiritual realm. Now I have been set free, and now He's taking me back to help my people too.
Is the witchcraft in Latin America, is that what Santeria is? Because I've heard of Santeria, and I was interested in it because it looks kind of Christian. Specifically, it's got almost the aesthetic of Catholicism, but it's totally perverted. It's like an inversion of the religion where, like, there's this thing they worship, the Saint Death, Santa Muerte. And so what is it though? It's just like a pagan syncretism with Catholicism.
So Santeria, right? The Santeria, it has 7 orishas, okay? Yemaya, Ochun, Chango, so all of these goddesses that they come from Nigeria. In Nigeria, you have the same ones. So when the Africans, they got slave and they move to Cuba, they move to Haiti, this is where is predominant, the Santeria. Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, these places, the culture mixed with the culture of the slaves. So, and this is why, the principality that I was consecrated to is called the Indian Huacaypuro. He's part of the 3 Venezuelan powers. So there are different courts. You have the core, you have the Indian core, which is these 3, Maria Leonza, Negro Felipe, Indian Huacaypuro, that these are the 3 principalities of Venezuela, but then you have the Santeria, right? And this is where all of these others, so all of these come from the root of Africa, these goddesses, these demons of high rank. And at the time of doing the Santeria and the witchcraft, right, what happens is that now it has mixed with Catholicism. Even my great-grandmother, for healing, she used to use San Gregory for healing. And other saints that she used to use.
Mixing them up with this demon stuff from Africa.
So, exactly. So it's quite common there that you will see Catholics so involved in witchcraft. And
whoa. So here's the reason why I let her talk for a while. Said a lot of wild stuff, but it's exactly that. It's the syncretism. They're syncing so-called African, I'm going to say it the way she said it, African culture, demon culture, what people will call black magic, with Catholic beliefs, Catholic systematic belief, white magic. Now, in Yoruba, you got Yemaya, right? Yemaya is the goddess of the sea. But in the Catholic Church, her name is the Virgin Mary. Chango is the god of thunder and war, but Chango is a man in Yoruba religion. Santa Barbara is Chango, but Santa Barbara is a woman. So that right there will show you the beginnings or the confusion of LGBTQ community situations.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Okay?
Boy,
And
ain't no
within
way.
within Santeria, there's a lot of confusion, a lot of homosexuality, a lot of lesbianism. Okay? And the saints themselves portray exactly that. Matter of fact, you have Elegua, which is an old man that has a child spirit. He loves to drink and he loves to play with toys. Confusion. Confusion. Yeah. Confusion. Okay. So go to Deuteronomy. We already did that. Go to 1 Kings 18 and 21.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 18 and verse 21. And Elijah came unto all the people and said, how long halt ye between two opinions?
It's two opinions. One opinion is, I love these saints. Another opinion is, I'm all right with God. No, that's why we cannot be lukewarm. We cannot be lukewarm. Either you're going to be hot for the Lord or you're going to be cold for the Lord. Okay?
That's right.
You cannot mix the Bible, because that's what they're talking about. All right, they were talking about, it seems as if there's a syncretism with paganism and Catholicism. It's inverted, right? On the surface, it appears to be good because you're dealing with the church, okay, but it doesn't seem right. Well, it's not right. It's not right at all. Okay, it's like reading the Bible filled with crap. You know what I'm saying? You're reading the Bible and you're reading the Bible straight out of the toilet. It's time for a new Bible. If it fell in the toilet and there's a bunch of crap in that toilet, don't keep it. Get a new Bible.
That's right.
Right? But Santeria is the mixture of your own pagan customs with what the church has in their own pagan custom, and then you want to bring the Bible with it. And barely bringing the Bible with it because you don't even read the scriptures as far as the commandments are concerned. All you do is read it on Psalms 23 and Psalms whatever, just to have some sort of a link or some sort of belief or some sort of root to belief. Because the difference between Santeria and the Bible is that Santeria is not written down. There's no written text. The Bible is the only written text that connects you to your nationality, to God, and His commandments, and what He requires of you. Santeria is word of mouth, hodgepodge, sancocho de mierda. That's
right.
exactly what it is. Go back to the the video. Hold 1 Kings 18. I'm gonna go back there.
I'm Catholic, I'm going to church, I'm practicing, I'm doing all lo más, but at the same time they're doing witchcraft.
Someone asked me about this Santa Muerte, and I said, listen, I wasn't totally perfectly catechized, but I never heard of this Santa Muerte anywhere in my catechism I never read this in the Bible or in any of my Catholic teaching. And then I stumbled on this Santeria thing. That must be very scandalous too, because if these people just in good faith grow up and they think that Catholicism is when you invoke like demons to practice witchcraft, then they might be doing these bad things without even really knowing it.
Yeah. And that was like part of my family too. My great-grandmother, she used to go to church, but then she used to just go home and be a medium. So it's part, especially of the Latin culture, is so strong to see Catholics actually involved in witchcraft and with the saints and all of that. That's why.
But are they aware of it? I just assumed that they're not aware of it. But are they aware of the contradiction there? No.
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 My
That's a lie.
great-grandmother sometimes used to use the Bible too.
Oh, they use the Bible too.
She used to have the Bible open in Psalms 23, Psalms 91. And even like when my dad died, this white witch, she
White
told my
witch.
mom, do this prayer every night, even though she was a witch. She told my mom, do this prayer, Psalm 91, Psalm 23, every night. And we did that for 1 month, every single night. So they understand that, there's something in the Bible. I go to church, but at the same time, I'm using the saints and I'm using even like some rituals that they do. They actually ask God to bless and to guide them and the saints to do it.
Intercede. And so.
Pause. So that's why 1 Kings 18:21 says this. Read it again.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 18, verse 21. And Elijah came unto all the people and said, how long halt ye between two opinions? If the Lord be God, follow him. But if Baal, then follow him. And the people answered him not a word.
Right, because they it's like, well, why not add God and Baal together? Why not? It makes sense. It's two powers. Why not? It's better to have two powers than one power. No. God is the God of heaven and earth. He's the creator of the universe. Why would you want to mix him with somebody else? I don't know Baal to have written down a book of laws and said in the beginning. The only one that did that was the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and that's it. You cannot have one, you can't serve two masters. Get that scripture. There's no way that you can serve two masters. Either you serve one and hate the other one, you love one and hate the other. But you cannot have two masters. That's crazy. It's confusion. Got it?
The book of St. Matthew, chapter 6, verse 24.
Go ahead.
No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and mammon.
You cannot serve God and the devil. And that is exactly what Santeria is devil worship. Go to Baruch. Yeah.
What verse you want, Kat?
Actually, no. Baruch chapter 4. And I want you to read. Let's see. 4. Where you at? And verse 6.
The book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 6.
Right?
Ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved God to wrath, ye were delivered unto the enemies. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils.
That's what put us in slavery to begin with. All right? The lady spoke about when the Africans were slaved. We weren't not Africans. We were put in slavery because we drove God to anger. Okay, by serving unto devils. All right, for breaking the commandments of the Lord, we ended up in slavery. We ended up in captivity for not keeping his law, statutes, and commandments. Okay? And now we are in this condition that we're in. People are still practicing Santeria, brujeria, espiritismo. Okay? My grandmother will go to church, and then after church she will go be a medium, meaning she was dealing with espiritismo. Okay? That's nuts. That's confusion. So the deception made Santeria appear acceptable in both African practitioners, right, and their Catholic oppressors, but in reality, it was always idolatry under a new name. Go back to Deuteronomy 12 and 30. Right, there was something else that I wanted there, and then we're gonna go into Santa Muerte because the guy giving the interview went in on that. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 12 and verse 30. Take heed to thyself that thou be not snared by following them.
By following who? The other nations, right? And the other nations. Go ahead.
After that, they be destroyed from before thee, and that thou inquire not after their gods.
We were not supposed to inquire after their gods. We weren't supposed to learn their practice. How did they do that? Yo, you know what? I like that statue. Yo, that statue is nice, bro. How did they serve this God? Yo, you know what? Maybe if we serve this God, we might be able to, have a little bit of luck going on. Go ahead.
Saying, how did these nations serve their gods? Even so will I do likewise.
I'm going to do the same thing because I want the way, because remember, look how they got all that success. Look at the Babylonians, yo. The Babylonians was on point. The hell is this? You crazy. Read.
Thou shalt not do so. Thou shalt not do so unto the Lord thy God.
You will not do that against God. God said, don't do it. Go to Baruch chapter 6. Okay, I'm going to show you the flip side of that because this side tells you when you go to the other nations, when the Lord cuts off these other nations and you go into them nations, you're not going to follow after these gods. But here, it's telling us what's going to happen when we go into the other nations as slaves, just like how we went into America as slaves when we were slaved, the way that lady said. Go ahead.
Verse 1.
Yep.
The book of Baruch, chapter 6 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
Because of the sins which ye have committed before God, ye shall be led away captive into Babylon by Nebuchadnezzar, king of the Babylonians. So when ye become unto Babylon, ye shall remain there many years, and for a long season, namely 7 generations. And after that, I will bring you away peaceably from thence.
So it was giving us the blueprint. Listen, you're going to go into captivity, but you're only going to be there for 7 generations. Right? Here's what I want you to do. Go.
Now shall ye see in Babylon gods of silver.
So you're going to go into slavery in Babylon, and you're going to see gods of silver.
And of gold.
And you're going to see gods of gold.
And of wood.
You're going to see gods carved out of wood.
Borne upon shoulders.
They're going to be carried in the streets, in the synagogues, in the temples, anywhere. They're going to be carried. Go ahead.
Which caused the nations to fear.
Which caused the other nations to fear because of the way they're sculptured, all the stuff that they have on top of each other, right? Go ahead.
Beware, therefore, that ye in no wise be like to strangers.
So the thing right here, the law, while we were in slavery, the law was, beware, therefore, that ye in no wise be like to strangers. Go ahead.
Neither be ye afraid of them. When ye see the multitude before them and behind them, worshiping them.
You're not supposed to worship these idols. So the law, while we were in captivity, for breaking God's laws, this is the law that we were supposed to follow while we were in captivity. Do not go after these idols. Don't serve these idols. Read on.
But say in your hearts, O Lord, we must worship thee, for mine angel is with you, and I myself caring for your souls. As for their tongue, it is polished by the workmen, and they themselves are gilded and laid over with silver. Yet are they but false and cannot speak.
So they're so the Lord let us know that all these idols are nothing. We're not supposed to follow them. We're not supposed to look after them. We're not supposed to serve them. A piece of fruit? No, don't give it to them. They're false. They don't walk. They don't taste. They don't touch. They don't feel. They don't even blink. Don't follow these other nations. Don't follow these idols. Okay? Now, go to the video, yes.
What was very prominent about it was that they had an altar to Santa Muerte with one of the bigger statues that I've ever seen.
An investigation into a stash house on Bexar County's southwest side is ongoing. You may remember the discovery of this Santa Muerte altar by the Bexar County Sheriff's Office in February, leading investigators to believe the suspects involved were likely drug smugglers. The folk saint has a bad rap among law enforcement, but we found she's growing in popularity among people in South Texas. KENS 5 reporter Sarah Duran spent the last month diving into the history of Santa Muerte to learn its many sides and rising devotion.
A hooded rope drapes the Santa Muerte from head to toe. Carrying a scythe, the depicted Lady Saint Death resembles the European Grim Reaper. A skeletal face.
European Grim Reaper. More proof that Santeria is not Latino culture. You got Mexicans, you know what? Let me not even say Mexicans. It's all Latinos are serving this demon, Santa Muerte, when it's a European demon, the Grim Reaper. Let it play.
Exposes part of its complex identity at Papa Jim's Botanica off South Flores. But for believers, they see more than just a bony lady.
It is a very popular saint.
Yuli Garcia explains its use to customers in the Southside shop, each color representing the different miracles devotees ask of the Santa Muerte.
The red color has been the most known.
Petitioning for love to the folk saints. Experts say it's the oldest prayer in Santa Muerte's history, dating back to 18th century Mexico. Colors representing safety, health, money, success, and others added over time, increasing her appeal, especially within the last 2 decades.
We do still see a lot of Hispanic heritage in here, but it's spreading out there.
She came to a dream and she told me, hey, get up. Everything's going to be all right. And since then, I've been praying to her.
Bobby Villarreal says his journey began when the Santa Muerte was more of a secret society. Now he freely shares his faith as a self-described prophet running a tarot card business. The 51-year-old's belief isn't exclusive.
I'm Catholic Christian. Santa Muerte. I'm diversal. I can pray to I can pray to all these things because I use all their powers.
He doesn't expect others to understand.
And if God thinks I'm doing wrong, well, let him judge me when I'm standing in front of him. Not that priest.
The Catholic...
Stop. If Santa Muerte was so important, why is he so afraid to die with a mask on? Why don't you let COVID-19 take over, bro? But you want to have a mask on. You see the foolishness? The foolishness of that is because if you have a saint having your back, you good. You don't need a mask on, brother. But you have a mask on. Why? I thought Santa Muerte had your back, nigga. Let it play.
Church rebukes Santa Muerte. The Archdiocese of San Antonio is firm on its stance.
The leadership of the church has been saying that is wrong, that is wrong, that is wrong.
Wrong because the church believes it worships death, the enemy of Christ who resurrected. For that reason and others, Archbishop Gustavo Garcia Sierra says Santa Muerte will never be canonized.
Santa Muerte is not Santa at all. It's not real. It's an skeleton.
Pause it. Listen, it's an skeleton. It's a skeleton. Learn English. Anyway, listen, he's a hypocrite also because look who's behind him. Okay? You got a white woman holding a baby. Apparently that's supposed to be the Virgin Mary and Jebus. Okay, that's white Jesus. His name is Jebus. Okay. Take down the picture-in-picture, please, so that the people can see the idol that's behind the Catholic priest that loves to touch kids and rob people with their money. Okay. He's a hypocrite. He's talking against Santa Muerte, but then he has something else that's behind him. Okay, and then you got San Judas Tadeo on the other side, on the left side, in the stained glass window. Okay, it's confusion. It's BS. It's a sancocho of mierda. Let it play.
Skeleton cannot do anything for us.
Ties to violence, drugs, and human trafficking also give her a bad rap. In February, a Bexar County Sheriff's Office investigation revealed a Santa Muerte altar at a stash house. On scene, Sheriff Javier Salazar told reporters human and drug smuggling could be at play, but the case remains open.
But certainly the presence of that altar did raise some eyebrows.
It isn't the first time. Throughout his career, Sheriff Salazar has encountered Santa Muerte hundreds of times in San Antonio and its outskirts.
Maybe it's our close proximity to the border. Maybe it's the fact that we have such an issue with drugs and organized crimes here.
He says criminals pray to the folk saint for protection from officers, but he knows not everyone in possession is outrunning the law.
It has reached its way into the mainstream, unfortunately.
This is the fastest growing new religious movement.
Documenting its popularity is Dr. Andrew Chestnut. The religious studies professor at Virginia Commonwealth University says her rise in devotion is explained with several reasons, but mainly her reputation as being a miracle-working saint for believers.
Santa Muerte comes through faster and more efficiently with miracles.
Now,
are you hearing this garbage? So apparently, she's the fastest working Santa in all of the pantheon of Santos. She's the one that answers for you faster. That's the work of the devil, yo. Let it play.
She answers your prayers is another story.
You know, at the end of the day, it kind of depends what you believe or don't believe.
And good or bad, that's up for you to decide. Sarah Duran, KENS 5.
All right, so take it down. So you deciding to die. Isaiah 8 and 19, please.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 8 and verse 19. And when they shall say unto you, seek unto them that have familiar spirits, and unto wizards that peep and that mutter, should not a people seek unto their God? For the living to the dead?
Right. You cannot be, it's dead garbage. Now read it again from the top. So I'm gonna piece that. I'm gonna cut it up a bit. Go ahead.
And when they shall say unto you, seek unto them that have familiar spirits.
That's espiritismo. Look for the espiritistas. When people tell you, go to the santero, go to the palero, go to the mayimbe, go to that person. All right? Go to the fortune teller. Go to the tarot card reader. Read.
And unto wizards that peep and that mutter.
The ones that peep and mutter are the ones that go, or, that's the Pentecostal church, or, that's muttering. Okay? That's peeping. Okay? Some people go in the dark. That's peeping. Okay? Those are the weird customs that they tell you, but they don't show you in the book.
That's right.
Read.
And that mutter, should not a people seek unto their God?
Are you not supposed to seek unto God? Where you can pray to him instead of muttering like an idiot? Read.
For the living to the dead?
Right, but you're looking to the dead? You're looking for Santa Muerte to help you out so you can rob someone? The hell is this? Keep the cops away from me, Santa Muerte, so I can be successful in this robbery that I'm going to do against my neighbor. That doesn't make sense. So you have a saint of sins. The saint that helps you commit sin successfully. That's the Santa Muerte. That doesn't make sense. Go to Leviticus chapter 19 and 31. Oh, go ahead. Bring it out.
Verse 20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them.
If you can't come to the light of this Bible, and the only thing that you can go is to the dark of Santeria, espiritismo, and all that, and say that's your culture, then you are of the devil. Your culture should be God's words. his
That's
laws,
right.
statutes, and commandments. But I can understand why you don't feel that way, because we are an oppressed people. And as an oppressed people, the oppressors use this Bible against us. But we're here today to show you that you are God's chosen people according to the same book that oppressed you. Because they use your own words against you. That's what happened.
Right.
This book is by the Israelites for the Israelites. So-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans. But the problem is that since we've been so disconnected, get me that in Jeremiah 17:4. We've been so disconnected from this, and now we're afraid to even go into the Bible. We're just cool with Psalms 23 or Psalms 91, and just let that rock and become faded and on the dashboard of your car. Using the Bible more as a talisman than an actual book of life to help you change. Read
the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4.
Go ahead.
And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage.
We've been discontinued. We've been disconnected from God. Why? Because we chose to do all these things that help separate us from God. Why do you want to get separated from God? And why would you use this Bible in conjunction with the witchcraft when it clearly says that we're not supposed to be involved in witchcraft?
That's right.
It doesn't make sense. So I don't care how cute your abuelita is. I don't care how nice she can cook and make you feel good and all that. If your abuelita is dealing with Santeria and she got santos and a rosary bead around her neck, your abuelita is of the devil too. Okay? That's straight up. Listen, I had a very nice lady in my life. Her name was Boje. Boje was known throughout all East Harlem. Okay, very nice and kind lady, married to an abusive husband. And her goddamn saints didn't protect her when she got her ass beat. Nobody knew about that. But everybody was cool when they would come around, come to that little centro that she had with a little bowl of water and a big ass fish bowl and corn in it, so that you can talk to el indio, el árabe, and the africano. Okay, but nobody knew that whole time she was getting her ass beat by her husband. Nobody knew.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
And then at the end of the day, when she was in the twilight of her life, the one advice that she gave my mother before she passed on was, if you can't find somebody like me that can speak to the spirits like me, stop looking and stay in the Bible. The hell did that mean? So she knew that whatever she was doing had no power, but the real power was in this book. She just didn't have.
Right.
She just didn't have the Israelites around to help guide her and take her out of the darkness. But she died in darkness. She died in darkness. Go to Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 18:10. Okay? Y'all don't understand. Everything that you do, your kids are going to follow. I did it. I follow into Espiritismo. I did it. But there was always something wrong with it. I was just so zealous to want to do the right thing for the Lord. But every time I did it, I said, I don't know. For some reason, this doesn't feel right. You got it? Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18 and verse 10. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire.
You, by your actions, you make your children pass through that fire. Okay? By you not keeping God's commandments, you are allowing your children to pass through fire. meaning death. Now, this is going into Bayah and the sacrificing of the children. We also use the scripture concerning abortion. Because when you commit abortion, you're doing the same thing. You're allowing your children to pass through fire. And then you want to go to the church and pray. You think God was cool with that when you had all them instruments in your vagina, scrambling your children in there? Before you laid down, why couldn't you just talk to somebody before? Why couldn't you talk to someone before you laid down and committed that abortion? Okay? So not only are you a whore, you're also a murderer. Adding sin to sin. That doesn't make sense. And then you want to wipe your mouth and go to the church on a Saturday after you kill the baby on Friday? And somehow muster up the power, the strength to go to the club after your abortion. How did that work? Oh, I'm just going to sit here and just sip on my drink. What? And think about life or the life that you took? Terrible, terrible, terrible. Read it again.
There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch.
So anybody that uses divination, like the tarot card reader, right? Or an observer of time, like your astrologist. You want to talk about Walter Mercado or who's? Give me some new guys, because I know a lot of the young people. Who? El Niño who? Credigio. What the hell is that? What the hell is a Credigio? What the hell is that? Put his picture up. I want to see who he is. Nigga, get a new name. What the hell? Credigio. Yo, listen, shout out to my Dominican brothers and sisters out there. I miss you. I love you very much, but your name's got to change. Who the hell is a Euripides? You want to use ancient Greek names? Leonidas? Come on, brother. Oh, my God. What the hell is this? Oh, hell no. This guy is a gay anime character. Nah, man. Come on, bro. Looking like that. Looking like what's the name on Dragon Ball Z? The guy with the earring. That all he needs is blue skin. Take him down. Take him down. Read that.
There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits.
Espiritismo is a consulter of spirits. That's the person that needs a medium. He becomes a medium in order to talk to the spirits, or the spirits to use their body in order to talk to the people that's in front of them. That's called a hustle. That's called a hustle. Go ahead.
Or a wizard.
Or a wizard.
Or a necromancer.
Those of you who play around with Santa Muerte. Santa Muerte apparently needs sacrifices. Who are you going to sacrifice? Why do you think human trafficking is so big right now? Because a lot of you are using the people that you kidnap in order to serve Santa Muerte. Okay? That's the reason why it's big in our community. And you're killing people. And you're using the Bible with it. You think God's okay with that? You're going to deal with Santa Muerte and then get permission from God? You dumb as hell. Go to Leviticus 19:31, please. You got, keep going.
Verse 12. For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord.
Listen, if you don't know what an abomination is, I suggest you get a dictionary and learn these words. I'm telling you, because if you don't know these words, you're not going to understand what this Bible is saying. An abomination is something that's detestable, that's disgusting. You can't stand it. God don't like you when you're dealing with Santeria. He don't like you. You stink. You're disgusting. An abomination is a word that means something is extremely offensive, hateful, or disgusting. Okay? You're loathsome. You're repellent. You repel God. You're a horror. You're a repugnance. You're a disgust. I'm telling you, you are an abomination when you deal with Santa Muerte, when you deal with San Judas Tadeo, when you deal with the freaking Guadalupe. Okay? When you deal with all these saints that's in your Catholic Church right now, God ain't using, none of them are next to him right now. None of them. Who do you think that God's going to sit down and ask St. Jerome what's going on? What's going on, St. Jerome? Well, nothing, Lord. Everything's fine on my side of heaven. What about you? That don't make sense. Isaiah 8 and 19, please. Go, bring it out.
For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord.
If you do all these things, if you serve these idols, if you're bringing food and water and coffee, because a lot of you bring coffee to these saints, okay, and you smoke your cigar backwards, you got the hot part of the cigar in your mouth, and you're blowing so like that the statue can get some of that cigar smoke. Where in the Bible does it say that we're supposed to smoke cigarettes? I get the incense, that's biblical. But smoking so the Congo can get smoke? That don't make sense. Read.
And because of these abominations, the Lord thy God doth drive them out from before thee.
And you know what's driven out of you? What's driven out of you is success. Is the projects. You can't, for some reason you can't come out of the projects. Why? Because I'm dealing with the Africano. I'm dealing with the Santero. I'm dealing with the Espiritis. I'm dealing with the Mayimbe. You mean to tell me that a $3 candle that's dipped in honey and dipped in stripper glitter is going to get you success? That don't make sense. The only thing that's going to get you is empty pockets. $500 to speak to a santo? $200 for a collar? Are you kidding me? It's a hustle. You're being hustled. Come on, family. You're being hustled. You can barely buy diapers for the baby, but for some reason, you have enough money to get a honey-dipped candle with stripper glitter on it. That don't make sense. You got enough money to spend. I'm talking from experience. On a Saturday, you have a line going outside the centro. 30, 40 people waiting to speak to the santero or the espiritista, whoever. Okay? Your turn comes. You tell them what it is. They tell you what it is. They kind of have an idea because they've been doing it for so long. I could be an espiritista right now. You work?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Speak on the mic.
Yes, sir.
You work?
Yes, sir.
On your job, you have people that don't like you.
Absolutely.
You're married.
Yes, sir.
You argue with your wife.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But you love each other.
Yes, sir.
There's hope. See how that works? That's exactly what they do. That's what they do. They tell you that you have problems, but there's hope. I'm the guy that's going to give you the hope. Let me talk to the saints and help you. And then the show begins. Everything, what about your family, your mom, dad, everybody's okay? Someone's sick in your family, am I right? I see someone tall. Is there somebody tall in your family? Okay, someone tall in your family. Okay. Do they have cancer?
No, not cancer.
They have some sort of sickness, though.
Yeah.
Okay. It seems like it could be cancer. Watch out.
Dios mío.
Could be cancer. Because I see sickness. I see some sickness there. It's it, the heart.
Yeah. How'd you know?
I deal with the spirits. Everyone has a heart problem. Everyone has some sort of riñón problem, or some sort of a blood pressure issue or whatever, or some sort of diabetes or whatever. We're Latino, damn it. All we eat is rice and sugar. That's all we do. The hell is this? So we're gonna have a heart problem. We're gonna have freaking diabetes. But since we have santeros who are hustlers and they know, basically, from trial and error from the early days, they can read people's faces. And there's a salesman tactic. Whenever someone enters the doors of the store, they have to leave with something. They have to buy something. So what they're going to do is they're going to sell you false hope. And you're going to eat it up. How did they know? How did they know that I'm having all these problems in my house? Oh my God. You dummy. Your face is written all over it. They're reading you. You're a dummy. When you come in like that with your eyebrows up, with that look of stupid on your face, you've lost the battle. Buenas tardes, doña. ¿Cómo te sientes? Ay, ¿qué te pasa, mijo? No, que tú sabes la vida, ya tú sabes la vida. De verdad te digo las cosas están bien difíciles. Hace 5 años que yo vengo de este país y no me ha sido muy bien. Sí, mijo, yo sé que esto te ha pasado mucho. ¿Y tú sabes por qué? Porque la vida es difícil, pero tú tienes un mal de ojo encima de ti. Déjame decirte lo que es. Tú tienes un mal de ojo que viene de alguien te hizo un trabajo. Un mal de ojo. Y yo te voy a ayudar. Es fuerte, es difícil. Porque es mucho. Es mucho lo que yo... Espérate. Ay, Dios mío. Disculpa. Pero de verdad yo te digo que es bien... Ay, ay, chuecho. Pues cámbale. Ay. 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 That's what they do. That's how the show starts. I'm telling you from experience. Read on. That's it. Go to Isaiah 8 and 19. A lot of you understand. A lot of you been there. Latinos, I'm talking to y'all. Okay? But I'm also talking to my Caribbean brothers and sisters too. Because y'all be dealing with that Haiti. You know what time it is. Go ahead.
The book of Isaiah chapter 8 verse 19. And when they shall say unto you, seek unto them that have familiar spirits.
Because your friend is going to be like, mija, you know what? If you want to keep your relationship, what you need to do is that you got to go to Doña Geltrude. Right there on the block. She's on the 4th floor. She's going to help you out, girl. I'm telling you, watch. I got my man wrapped up. All I had to do was get a couple of pubic hairs, a little bit of blood, of my period blood, and a little bit of his semen, and put it in a little jar and put it in the freezer. Girl, he ain't going nowhere. I'm talking from experience. This is what they tell you. Because Doña Geltrude is a demon too. Put all types of disgusting. You mean to tell me you're going to take some of my pubic hairs and some of my semen with your menstrual blood, and it's gonna sit next to the steaks, the frozen steaks in the freezer, next to the laying on top of the hash browns, bro. Come on, bro. On top of the baby's ice cream. Are you crazy? You are all types of wicked. This is what they're doing.
That's wicked.
Read on. Puerto Rico. Ho! Go ahead, read it.
And unto wizards that peep and that mutter
Right?
Should not a people seek unto their God? For the living, to the dead, to the law and to the testimony.
You're supposed to go to the law and to the testimony. You're not supposed to go to Doña Geltrude and get some sort of nasty recipe to keep your man. Why don't you keep your man by keeping your legs closed and not looking at the neighbor next door? Why don't you do that? No, you want to keep your man spiritually and mentally dumb so he can love you forever. You stupid. 21, you stupid. Read.
If they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them.
You got no light, sister. You got no light, brother. If you're the brother that's doing the reverse to keep your wife. I know a dude that had, listen, I was there. I'm telling you what I did. All right? The brother said, yo, I need you to help me out. This is way before the truth. Yo, come with me. There's a Santero from Cuba in Queens. He's gonna help me get this girl, man, because bro, she's gotta be in my life. I said, all right, cool, brother, I'll go with you, whatever. I was always down with, just to chill. Whatever. So I met him, and the guy was throwing bones. He was throwing bones. And the bones said apparently that, they were supposed to be together, whatever. So then we go to another room. In the room, there was an elegua. Can you look up elegua, please? Eleggua. Elegua. This is what an elegua is. The concrete one. There you go. That dummy right there. The concrete God with shells for eyes and a mouth. This is an elegua. And this is what was in the middle of the room. Right? So then next thing you know, the next move was that the Santero said, all right, we need to feed elegua so like that you can be able to have success in the endeavor that you want. He wanted to get his woman. Right? So the next thing that happened was that the guy went under somewhere and pulled out the largest hen I have ever seen. I had never seen a chicken so big. Never. This chicken might have been a turkey.
Yo.
It was big. And next thing you know, the guy took a knife. He shaved up and down the neck. And then he just started muttering some words. I was singing some African song, but low. And I don't know how he went like this, like that, like rubbing the knife around the chicken's neck. And then next thing you know, the knife went right through. And he went sideways and was going like that. And the chicken was looking at him like nothing was going on. Who's holding the legs? Yours truly.
Damn.
So I'm like, oh my God. Blood spilling, but he had it under control. The blood was coming out or whatever. And I'm holding it and I'm like, I think my life force is leaving my body through this chicken. Why am I here? And the blood was spilling on top of elegua, and then he took feathers and put it on the elegua, and he was like singing a song of joy and all this and that. But then at the end of all that, where did that chicken go? It went into a bag. And I said, this guy's going to fucking eat the chicken afterwards.
Yeah, he roasted up.
He's like, I'm going to go bury it now. You're going to bury it in some grease, brother. Stop lying. And I'm sure that's what he did. But the moral of the whole story is, don't go to Queens for your friend to see some palero or some brujo from Cuba, because your life force is going to go through that damn chicken. Listen, witchcraft is of the devil. Okay? Witchcraft is of the devil, and you don't need it. Leviticus 19:31.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 31. Regard not them that have familiar spirits.
Don't regard your santero. Don't regard your brujo. Don't regard your lovely old abuelita that happens to have a fuente and all that stuff. Don't regard these people. These people are of the devil. Read. Yeah, like that one right there. Like your doña. If your abuelita looks like this, don't regard her. If she's smoking a stogie like that, don't regard her. She got collares and all that. Don't regard her. Read.
Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God.
Because you become the abomination that God hates. Do you want to really be on God's hate list? I don't want to be on God's hate list.
Is he spitting on him? That's what he's doing?
They're spitting rum. They spit rum for the Santos, for the Congos to dance around him and give him strength and power and all this stuff. That's what they do. That's what they do. Okay. Get me the next video. See, this is what they do. It's all, listen, at the end of that, there's a big orgy, big fornication thing going on, whatever. They'll go into the mountains or into the forest or whatever and commit all types of whoredom. Get me the next video.
An Orisha is like a spiritual guide or divine being in Yoruba spirituality, which comes from the Yoruba people of West Africa, mainly Nigeria. They're seen as messengers or representatives of the supreme creator, Olodumare. Let's stop right here with the name. And along with other names of the Orisha I will mention, depending on the person, where they come from, who they with, what they practice, the pronunciations of the name will vary. Like, for example, I think in Santeria they may say Olodumare, just because, you know, Spanish. I say Olodumare because, you know, country. So it depends on your dialect, but it's this name.
So just to let you know that Santeria is not Latino culture. Santeria is not black culture either. Okay? That was something that we learned while we were in slavery. Go ahead and play.
Right here. So they're seen as representatives of the supreme creator Olodumare and act as a bridge between humans and the spiritual world by serving as go-betweens who communicate divine messages, offer guidance, and help facilitate blessings or resolutions to life challenges. In Yoruba spirituality, it is believed that the supreme creator Olodumare is too vast and transcendent to interact directly with humans on a daily basis. So Orisha fill this gap by making the divine accessible and relatable to human experiences.
Pause
In
it.
conversation.
But where is it written down? Nowhere. It's not written down anywhere. Can we find that in the Bible? No. So what makes this true? Only your imagination. The God of your imagination makes this real. Because your imagination becomes your reality. But your imagination is also an abomination. Let it play.
You will hear Olodumare and Orisha intertwined, but Olodumare is not considered an Orisha or a deity himself because he is like the head honcho. Like, the name itself means the owner of time, and we're going to learn a little bit more about him. So he's kind of like then the messengers of the Orisha are like scattered, you know? Like, the Orisha can be considered the messengers. Olodumare is like, I am the reason why you have a message to send in the first place. Now, why is Olodumare so fancy smanchy that he can't communicate with humans directly on a daily basis? Olodumare is seen as a being beyond the direct reach of human understanding or everyday interaction. The concept reflects the idea that such a powerful, all-encompassing entity operates on a level that is too immense for humans to fully grasp or communicate with directly. If Olodumare were to communicate with us on a daily basis for every prayer, for every candlelit, for every concern, for every moment of confusion that we have, it would be like a computer engineer trying to explain the inner workings of an iPhone to a child that's just trying to watch Miss Rachel on YouTube.
Pause. That means when you pray to Olodumare, all you're getting is a spiritual busy signal. That's what's going on. That's their explanation for things that go your way and for things that don't go your way. Okay? Now, get me the simplicity that's in Christ. Okay? Because what she said was, in order for you to understand how Olodumare works, it would be like a computer engineer explaining the inner workings of an iPhone to a child trying to watch a show. But what does the Bible say about Christ? You got it? Go ahead.
The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3. But I fear, lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Christ.
Your mind will be corrupted if you deal with Santeria, because it's confusion. It's confusion, it's complication, it's all types of things that are against God. So you mean to tell me that Olodumare, I gotta get a coconut and put a white cross on it made out of chalk and kick it down all throughout the four corners of my house in order for my house to be cleaned? I thought Lysol did that. But apparently, a coconut, once it breaks open and it spills the coconut water, apparently now my house is clean. Oh, wait a minute. I've been kicking this coconut all throughout the house and it's been picking up all the bad spirits, and now it's broken and all that water is out in the water. Don't you think that the spirits have been spilt? That doesn't make sense. Oh, you want clarity in your house? Well, crack open an egg and just put the white part of the egg in a glass jar that's clear, and put clear spring water in there so that you can have clarity in the house. Why don't you open the windows and let the sun shine in to get clarity in the house? Where did you get that from? It's not written down. So you make the house stink with a raw egg cooking in or being stagnant in spring water. You need to clean let's say I'm a santero. A lot of the santeros will say to a beautiful woman, you have a lot of demons on you. I need to take you to your house and let you take a bath in milk. You heard that right.
Yeah, milk. Yeah.
Let me sanctify you in milk. Oh, you got to do that? And how much do you have to pay? $500, you say? Aiden doesn't have Pampers, but you got $500 to take a milk bath with a dirty priest. Okay, that don't make sense. Exodus 20:3. Exodus chapter 20:3. Santeria promotes idol worship, which God hates. All right, let's get it together.
The book of Exodus chapter 20 and verse 3.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water underneath the earth. Mm-hmm. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God.
So God is a jealous God. God don't like it when you're talking about Olodumare, or you want to talk to the Orishas. You want to talk to Chango, Yemayao, Batala, Agaju Sola, and all these other deities that's out here. He don't like it when you're talking to Guadalupe. He don't like it when you're talking to San Judas Tadeo, Santa Barbara, which happens to be a man, which happens to be a woman. The hell is this? Santa Barbara is a woman, but she's the female representation of an African warrior named Chango. That's LGBT, yeah. You know me.
That's a tranny.
BS.
That's a tranny.
Listen.
Exactly what it is.
Come on. Saint Tranny. Y'all are out the spirit.
That's it. That's it.
Oh wow.
That's
Oh
Santa
my
Barbara.
God. That is a sancocho of mierda, bro. Come on. And listen, for those of you who are a part of the LGBTQ community, a lot of you brothers and sisters can change. Okay? I don't hate you. Nobody up here hates you. Okay? You've been led astray and no one corrected you. And I'm not talking about when you hear me say correction, I'm not down with that the correction of putting you in a box and beating you half to death in order to get the homosexuality out of you. I don't believe in that. What I do believe is that those of you who know that you're doing the wrong thing, you have a chance to repent and come back out of it. Get me that scripture. As such were some of you.
That's right.
Watch this, okay? Because listen, I used to be down. I used to be down with Santeria and brujeria and espiritismo, but I got out of it. And I did see homosexuality among some of those brothers that were in that stuff. You know, and I was one of those. I was like, nah, you know what? You keep that to yourself. I'm cool. As long as you're over there, you don't touch me. We good. Nah. I failed as a brother at that time. I was supposed to correct them. But here I am now, outside of Santeria, outside of brujeria, espiritismo. And I'm reaching out to y'all who are part of that community. Yo, y'all have a chance. Read that.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 6 and verse 9.
Go ahead.
Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of God? Be not deceived. Neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind.
That's going into homosexuality. That's going into lesbianism. When two women lay down together, you are abusing yourself with mankind. When two men lay down together, you are abusing yourselves with mankind. And your santero, your palero, your espiritista ain't correcting you because they're allowing you to be free. And that's not the way to be, brothers and sisters. Go ahead.
Verse 11. And such were some of you.
And such were some of us. Some of us were into Santeria, like me. Or espiritismo. Not Santeria, really. But espiritismo. Okay? Some of us was involved in that garbage. So we repent. Now I can use myself as an example and show you, look, I'm an example of that brother that was able to come out of that life. We're out of that. We're out of Santeria. We're out of brujeria. We're out of all these wicked religions. I used to be a Catholic. I'm out of there now. I actually have a way out. Okay? I had a lovely grandmother was dealing with that stuff. Okay? Very nice, very kind, would buy potato chips and all types of, all types of porqueria from the bodega, right? But at the end of the day, whatever she did that was nice was ligado with evil.
That's right.
And at the end of the day, we have to muster up the power to correct our elders. I'm not saying be disrespectful. But the minute they say F you and that Bible you came into, well, listen, you out of order. The reason why we're in the conditions that we're in today as Latinos, not Latinx, as Latinos, the reason why we're in the conditions that we're in is because we broke God's commandments. That's it. And now we got a chance to come out of there. You think that whole thing with Trump and all that all the deportations, you think that was just because he's doing it? No, it's the power of the Lord putting that in his spirit to be a desgraciado. And we're the ones that are suffering it because we're too comfortable on the teta of America. Okay? You're too comfortable with Section 8. You're too comfortable with WIC. You're too comfortable with getting that extra paycheck, that Social Security check. You're comfortable. You're comfortable in the what's the name of the housing thing? Section 8. NYSHA. affordable housing. Those are all things to keep us trapped. Okay? And then more so dealing with religion that keeps our spirituality locked down because everything else is locked down. Okay? So it's time for us to get out of these things and become what God wants us to do, because you're still chosen. At the end of the day, God still loves you, but you got to love God enough to keep his commandments and say no to everything else. Okay? I'm trying to be as sincere as possible. You understand? Because I get it. Sometimes I'll say things and it's like, yo, how dare you say something like that? Yo, but you're disrespecting God, y'all. You're disrespecting God, and it's got to stop. And I get it. Your pastor, your Christian pastor, your Catholic pastor did you wrong. How can you trust the Bible? I get it. I get it. We've lost trust in this Bible because of who taught it to us in the beginning. The same person that taught it to us in the beginning was the one that was touching us or robbing us or lying to us. But now we got to go back to this book and learn it the way it's written. And that's where we come in. Okay? That's where we come in. You have any other videos? Give me one.
Talk a little bit about it. So can you tell us about who you are? ¿Quién es Marcos? What do you do?
Okay, so my name is Marcos, right?
Stop. As you can see, he has a homosexual spirit on him. This dude is my brother. He could come out of that. But if he's heavily indoctrinated with Santeria, it's going to be very difficult. And if he's heavily indoctrinated with penis, it's going to be very difficult. Go ahead, let it play.
Born up in California. Ever since I was very little, I've always been very attracted to the unknown, to the spirits, to what is after death and things like that. Siempre me ha gustado lo que no se sabe, lo que no se ve, ¿verdad?
Okay.
Since I was little, I would like to say I was born with the gift of clairaudience, clairvoyance, or I'll dream things, they happen, or I'm in a room and I'll feel certain things like that, certain energies that I'll pick up. And ever since I was little, I've always was just very intrigued with what is it that I have, you know?
Yeah.
I grew up in a Jehovah Witness kind of.
Jehovah Witness is the gateway spiritual drug.
Good. So imagínate, feeling spirits and talking about.
Stop! He was feeling spirits in the Jehovah Witness, which is a gateway spiritual drug. Go ahead.
El futuro, I was like, oh, that's the devil, it's el diablo that you're talking to, right?
Yes.
The gift that I get comes from generations. So it comes from my mom's side and also comes a little bit on my dad's side. So I had my grandfather who was a big curandero. That he had.
A curandero is someone that deals with plants, like a herbalist. Like he's the one that makes the baños, like the baños with the Florida water. That company is $1 billion market, bro. Florida water, big money in there. Go ahead, let's play.
Very, very strong abilities in Nicaragua. And my mom also has a gift. Some of my brothers and some of my uncles have it too.
Oh,
but I'm the one who actually just practices it a little bit more.
Okay.
I've been practicing spirituality, magic, if you want to say, for about 16 years.
Magic.
17 this February.
Black magic. Go ahead.
Really?
Yeah. And I just got crowned. I'm crowned Oya with the Legua. And I'm 3 years of a priest.
Which means that he's put on the deity Oya. Oya is Elegua. He's been crowned, or he's taken on the saint. So what that means is that he had to probably dress white for an entire year. Like in order for you to have been crowned a saint, you had to have worn white for an entire year. Now, I've told people, when I see people that are wearing white, I say, that doesn't look white, and they freak out. That looks a little beige.
You gotta say that's off-white.
That's off.
That's an off-white.
That's an off-white. You need to change. Oh, how dare you? Anyway, go ahead.
Santeria, yeah. I'll be 4 in April.
So you have the ability to crown others or give them their...
Yes, I have the ability to crown others, give them collares, guerreros. Guerreros are like wow, Chosi and stuff like that.
Oh, Chosi is another deity. Go ahead.
If they need that.
So what is the abilities that you have? What is it? Like, what can you do?
So I really want to say that I have the ability of divination.
Okay.
I do have a divination of telling people.
What did the Bible say about divination? Abomination. Divination is abomination. Divination is an abomination. So he has the power of divination. Go ahead.
Happen or what's happening.
What's happened and what's happening. So he can tell you what's happening in the present, and he can tell you what's going to happen in the future. Basically, F around, you're going to find out. Go ahead.
What already happened.
And do you, cuando tú ves a una persona, say me, I'm sitting right here, you can kind of like sense me or like, you looking at me, what can your ability?
Me sensing you, me looking at you, it's not something that can just turn on like that.
Okay.
There has to be a reason. If something, any spirit or any energy that wants to tell you something, it will. Like it just happened like a little while ago. It just has to be picked up. It's something that it's a moment kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
when
the moment comes when you drop the money on the table. That's when the moment comes. Go ahead.
Really want to see something is when you come to divination. When I either te tiro el caracol or te tiro las cartas.
So you said caracol. Caracol is the shells, or la carta, which is the tarot cards or the cards. Go ahead.
¿Puedes ver tú muertos?
If
Como
yes, I
vas
can. If they
cementerios?
want to be shown to.
So basically, he can see the dead. If the dead wants him to see them. Go ahead.
Depends on them. Yeah.
Oh my! ¿Y nunca te has asustado? Because of
Yes,
that?
I've had a lot of paranormal experiences that have scared me. But as time, you get to you kind of not that you get used to it, but you just kind of like, okay, es el muerto que está ahí. Vamos a ver qué es lo que necesita or
Comunicarse
like that.
con su
comunicarse
gente.
con uno.
So, ¿qué es la diferencia entre lo que es la santería y la brujería?
Okay, la santería, la santería es, si quieres, es como es la palabra vulgar de la religión, porque la religión de verdad se llama la regla de 8. La santería, la regla de 8 viene de Nigeria. It came from Nigeria. When the slaves came when they got the slaves, they went to Cuba and all over the Caribbean, and they had to synchronize their gods.
There's that word again. They needed to synchronize. That's syncretism. Did we look that up earlier? Okay, go ahead.
With the Catholic Church, because when those times if you were a slave, when you were a slave, you didn't have no rights. You had to believe in Jesus Christ. You had to believe in the Catholic way, and that they would kill you. So they had to synchronize their gods with all the other saints in the Catholic religion.
So basically, they hid their gods within the Catholic Church's gods to avoid being put to death. Go ahead.
So,
Getting a little bit of the history, what's the difference? Santeria or regla ocho is a religion. Brujeria is folk magic. It's witchcraft. It's magic. Es una cosa para ser bueno y malo. Pero la religión de la santería is a religion. It's a real religion.
oh, no es como un, o sea,
No es culto.
no son los dos como temas, santería y brujería.
They're kind of like cousins in a way.
Sí, pero
la
no son
santería,
hermanos.
no.
They're cousins with the devil. You can take that down. So now you see, it's confusion. See, because he's talking about it. But he's not opening up a book and saying, look, this comes from generations of X, Y, and Z, and this and that. This is what God ordained. God said you take the clear part of an egg and you put it in clear water in a clear glass, and this is what's going to bring prosperity in your home. Thus saith the Lord. That's not written down. That's not written down. It's witchcraft. And witchcraft is rebellion. And when you open this Bible and you show them that it's rebellion, they don't want to talk to you. They don't want to listen. They want to wear white all the time. You know how difficult it is to wear white all the time? That's a lot of money in bleach. And you can't even walk like that because look, go back to the other guy. That is a beige bag. You can't walk with that, brother. Anyway, go ahead. That's in Cuba. See, wearing all white. All right. Why? Because they want to get crowned. They want to become the santo that they with a white umbrella, bro. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. You got anything else? All right. Get me the next video, please.
What you making, man? Let me see what you're making. Wait, let me see this. It's food? What you making, soup?
Making a spiritual bath.
Oh, okay.
A spiritual bath or a baño. That's what I was saying. This is what curanderos do. Go ahead.
What is it good for?
Abre camino.
Oh.
Abre camino is to open your paths. Go ahead.
Dinero. Progreso.
Money.
This is una maje de coco. So this is for union matrimony.
See? For union and matrimony. I got you, nigga. Yeah, she's doing it to the cameraman. You finished, but get the hell out of there, brother. The hell? Oh, man. If you're missing a patch out of your man bush, something's wrong, brother. Get up out of there. You got a bald spot in your man bush, brother? Wow, man. And you wake up a little tired than usual? Something's wrong. Go ahead.
Inside this one is 2 dolls for couple dolls. This one is isolation work.
Isolation? Are you hearing? Go run it back, run it back, run it back.
For couple dolls.
Wait, for what? For what? Couple what?
One is
Couple goals. The goal is to keep you wrapped up in that house and you never leave.
One is 2 dolls for couple dolls. This one is isolation work.
Isolation goals, meaning you ain't never leaving out of this house. Go ahead.
This one is also obedience isolation.
Oh, stop! Obedience. You obey me. Obey. Go ahead. Look, she's smoking backwards. Did I not tell you that happens? Look.
This is... Now, here you go. Witchcraft. Now, you think the person have food in the fridge, right? Witchcraft.
Did I tell you that there's garbage in the freezer? I told you. Well, you didn't believe me. You didn't believe me. There it is.
Cap, the moral of the story, Cap, is be careful who makes your food.
Listen.
So, Cap, something like this will make you food, and you done. You finished.
Right.
You'll be done. You over.
You mean to tell you if that steak tastes a little bit like a placenta, chances are you're eating placenta. Throw away the plate.
Wow.
Listen to me. I'm telling you because other men have told me that they found weird stuff in the freezer. Okay? Weird stuff. If you see like a little vial wrapped a little vial with some red ribbon or any type of color ribbon around that vial, that's the stuff that I'm talking about. Get out of that house. Run, Forrest, run. Oh my God, Jesus, why? Jesus, fix it. Take it down. Oh my God. You got another one, please. Please bring it forth.
Salam alaikum, alaikum salam.
Stop! What are you talking about, Malcolm X? You mean to tell me that Islam brothers are into Santeria too? Yo, go ahead.
Salam alaikum, alaikum salam. In this clip, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what's espiritismo. Espiritismo is communication with the spirits, seances, spiritual possession, having that communication with the spirit world. Spirits like your father, your great grandparents, spirits, people that actually passed away. Espiritismo is very important. It's very beautiful. The way I got into the tradition was espiritismo, because my great grandmother was a famous espiritista in Puerto Rico, and a lot
Damn,
of
he has to be Puerto Rican. Damn it! Well, go ahead.
They that passed away now were espirititas. Espiritismo goes back into Europe, and one of the famous espirititas were Allan Kardec, that he made the
Stop! More proof that Espiritismo has nothing to do with, or Santeria has nothing to do with Latino culture. This garbage came from France because they wanted to communicate with the spirits. This has nothing to do with our people. We're God's chosen people. We're supposed to do God's things. We're supposed to do God's orders, his commandments, his laws, his statutes. We're supposed to be sticking our nose in the Bible, not sticking our nose in some baño, or sticking our nose in a martini glass full of, it looks like the white of an egg and water, like I said earlier. And then he has he got crystal skulls for clarity. This is what it is. It's all coming to full circle. This guy is a nut job. You can take it down. Okay? God don't like that. All right? Santeria uses witchcraft, which is an abomination. We've read it already. You're not supposed to let your son or your daughter go through the fire. All right? And I spoke about Allan Kardec, because that's the guy that he mentioned. I gave a class about this 3 years ago called El Padre de Espiritismo, Allan Kardec. I go into detail as to how Espiritismo is linked to schizophrenia. They use mentally disturbed people in order to be able to have them link up to the spirits or whatever, make it look like something's going on, when in reality it's just a fit. Okay? Go to Galatians chapter 5:19, please. Unbelievable.
The book of Galatians, chapter 5 and verse 19. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft.
Idolatry and witchcraft go hand in hand. Those are the works of the flesh, meaning sin. Read on.
Hatred,
because a lot of you hate your brother and your sister. You'll go to the Santero and want to kill them spiritually. I hate him. I hate her with her skied ass ponytail. I'm going to do a trabajo on her. I'm going to get a coconut. I'm going to kick the shit out of that coconut all over the house, clean my house, and then I'm going to call the devil, and then I'm going to kill her spiritually. I'm going to do a trabajo. Let me get 3 pubic hairs and put some period blood in there, mix that thing up and put it in the freezer. I'm gonna lock him in. What about God, though? You mean to tell me that you're gonna really put a piece of your tampon inside a jar and put it next to the baby's ice cream in the freezer? Come on. Go ahead. Read on.
Variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings.
You envy your brother and your sister, and you want to go to the santero or the brujo to do trabajo for against that person. That's hatred. That's stupid. That's a waste of time and money. Go ahead.
Murders, drunkenness, revelings.
Hey, a lot of santeros and a lot of brujeria is wrapped up in drunkenness, because you drink a lot of alcohol and are in a bunch of parties and revelings and all that stuff, all in the name of Chango. No, man. Go ahead.
And such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of God.
If you're continually doing these things and you want to and you don't want to change, you're not going to get into the kingdom of heaven. I don't care how many stripper glitter honey dipped bellas you bought. Okay, I don't care how many reguardos you have. You're not making it into the kingdom of heaven. I'm going to say it again. You're not going to make it into the kingdom of heaven. You're dealing with a Santa Barbara candle. It ain't happening. Look at this. You got an angel stepping on a poor old man who about to get stabbed in the back. Since when do angels stab men in the back? That don't happen. San Miguel Arcángel. And he looks like Barbie with wings and a skirt with sandals, with skeet ass sandals. Skeet ass sandals. Go ahead.
Gangbanging is a lot of witchcraft. Like the hand signals, they have what's called knowledge, and they would write down codes to the gang and like pretty much what you had to live by. Everything was in like ebonics to like how you communicate. It's just witchcraft, bro. And now that I think about it, all of the ones that were in my game specifically, like, you know, folk means for our Lord King Satan. Folks. Folks. I was in a whole gang worshiping the devil pretty much, and they would throw up pitchforks. Like they would be like, it's demonic, bro.
They even wear the beads.
They wore the beads, and the beads had to get blessed.
How do you get the beads blessed?
So like the beads had to get blessed by one of the like higher ups, whether it be the OG, triple OG, double OG. So the women would be all beaded up, and they'll be doing protection on you when you go out and you selling weight. They would bless you, make sure that you were good and that you're not gonna go to jail.
Bro, this is crazy. When I was in the Santeria and Voodoo, bro, like I had to get my beads blessed. I had to go to the shop, the Santero.
Yep.
I remember it was a witch, bro. It was a bruja. She would take the beads and put it in the Florida water, take the cigar smoke, like an old lady smoking a cigar.
Didn't I mention Florida water? I told you about the Florida water. I'm talking from experience, y'all. I'm telling you, Florida water is a real thing. That's just like, it's like a cheap cologne. Look up Agua Florida. Shit, I used to pour that on top of my drum and light the drum on fire. That shit mad cool. I mean, oh snap! You could play with fire. Yeah, I could play with fire. Look at me. That's Florida water right there. Florida water. Find out where it's made from, because it's not from Florida. I put that in the camp where we went to the Jersey to talk about the Guadalupe tree. Yeah, Bergen line. Florida water. My God. You can actually zoom in. I think if you zoom in, it'll tell you. Just zoom in on the image. Yeah, Florida water. But zoom in. Murray and what? Let's see. Look at that. Scroll down.
Take a picture off.
Look at that. Florida water from Westwood, New Jersey. And then it says New York. Florida water cologne, New York. Incorporated, Westwood, New Jersey. Come on, man. Oh, snap. And now it has a website on it. Oh, that's a new bottle. They didn't have websites back then. Okay. All right, they're stepping up. You can take it down. Go back to the video. Go a little bit, like, you know, a little bit up. Not, you know. Yeah, a little back.
Would bless you, make sure that you were good and that you're not gonna go to jail.
Bro, this is crazy. When I was in the Santeria and Voodoo, bro, like I had to get my beads blessed. I had to go to the shop, the Santero.
Yep.
I remember it was a witch, bro. It was a bruja. She would take the beads and put it in the Florida water, take the cigar smoke, like an old lady smoking a cigar, and bless the beads for me to go out and be blessed. And I had to keep like getting like renewal of the blessing.
Yeah.
Stop. He had to get renewal of the blessing. That's where the hustle begins. Because you would think it would only be a one-time deal, a one-shot deal. You got to put it on the Florida water, right? You blow cigar smoke on it. You blessed. You good. But at what point do you know that blessing is going to wear out for you to get a re-up?
You got a re-up on your blessing.
On some Florida water, on some New Jersey, New York, Florida water, and some smoke. When do you? Is there like a life gauge that goes down, like that you can see when you know when you need a re-up? Is there like a PIN number that you need to type in and make a call and find out how much minutes you have on your Florida water smoke blessing? Is there some sort of an indicator? Please help me. I really want to know. It doesn't make sense. You see how foolish that sounds? The Doña Geltrudes needs to and put it in Florida water so that you can get a choker blessing. I don't get that. Yeah, I almost got shot. That's an indicator you need to re-up on that Florida water smoke mixture blessing. Wow. Let it play.
For me to go out and be blessed, and I had to keep getting renewal of the blessing.
Yeah.
I never put this is crazy.
And it's by rank. For the more beads you had, the more deeper you were in.
It was the same thing with voodoo and Santeria.
Yeah. To gain rank, you would have to go deeper. So there'd be times where they'd be like, yo, you gotta go shoot somebody. You gotta go cut somebody. Or you gotta go beat somebody up. So that's how you would gain rank.
Like in actual Satanism where it's not gang banging, right? You have to sacrifice somebody. Yeah. It's a Satanism.
Yeah.
Now you understand why there's so much human trafficking. Because people are getting put to death serving the devil. And that's the reason why our people are in the conditions that they're in today. Okay? Go to 1 Samuel chapter 15 and verse 23. I'm going to start wrapping it up.
The book of 1 Samuel chapter 15 and verse 23. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft.
Your rebellion is just like the Santeria that you worship in. When you go against this Bible, when you go against what God tells you to do, you are rebellious, and you're part of witchcraft. And all you know is witchcraft. Read on.
And stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry.
Right. So Santeria, like we said earlier, it uses Catholic saints, and it's a deception. All right. The Catholic saints are a deception, and the Santeria, the Santero saints, the Yoruba saints, that's deception as well. 2 Corinthians 6:14, please. Oh, bring it up.
Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord.
So when you reject this Bible, when you reject the word of the Lord, read on.
He has also rejected thee from being king.
God will reject you from entering into the kingdom of heaven. I don't want that. I don't want, after all the change that I've done, it would be a terrifying thing for the Lord to tell me, you can't make it into this kingdom. I don't wish that on anybody. But the thing is that since you're comfortable in your ignorance, that alone is terrifying. Okay? I pray that you took this class, y'all watching and taking notes, all right? I know there was a couple of funny parts in this and that, but yo, it's a serious business. God's gonna kill you if you don't get out of that Santeria, because it's not part of our culture. And being Latinos is not part of our culture either. We're the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. 2 Corinthians 6:14-17, please.
The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 14. Be not unequally yoked together with unbelievers.
So if you happen to have a wife or a husband that is involved in Santeria and brujeria, espiritismo, and all this garbage, let them know, we're the Israelites. We're supposed to be keeping God's commandments. And if they buck up and then they come close to you with a pair of scissors to go ahead and give you a bald spot where the sun don't shine, you need to get out of there. Okay? You need to get out of there. Go ahead.
For what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness?
What fellowship does Santeria have to do with this Bible? What fellowship does espiritismo have to do with God's laws? What fellowship does palero or mayimbe or all these wicked ritualistic religions? What does Catholicism have to do with the Bible? What does Jehovah's Witness have to do with the Bible? Nothing. They're all out of order. It's all witchcraft. It's all. What does Padre Pio have to do with the Bible? Nothing. Okay? What does a Rosario have to do with the Bible? Nothing. A Rosario is straight up idol worship. Okay? Chango has nothing to do with the Bible. Okay? All these little statues have nothing to do with God. Okay? Read on.
And what communion have light with darkness?
There's no communion between light and darkness. All right? They cannot come together. They'll never come together. Read.
And what concord hath Christ with Belial?
Christ has nothing to do with the devil. Meaning, Christ, the black Messiah, is never going to be down with Chango, the black Congo. They are never going to be friends, ever. Okay? Ever. Read.
And what part hath he that believeth with an infidel?
So if you're an infidel when you're against God, you have to become a believer, not a believer of Orisha or Oludumare or Santeria, Brujeria, Palero, Mayimbe, Santeria. You got to step away from all of that. All of that is garbage in the eyes of the Lord. Read.
And what agreement hath the temple of God with idols?
The temple of God, which is your body, should not be in the midst of idols. You should not be subjecting your body to laying down or kneeling down to anything that is against God. And also the music. Let me get that. Let me get the list of the music. A lot of the music that y'all listening, some of the salsa that we have is linked to Santeria. Look at this.
Classic salsa songs linked to Santeria. Que viva Changó, Selena y Retilio. Yemayá, Ogún, oye mi consejo. Changó Tabení, la tumba soy yo. Santa Bárbara, a Ochún, canto a Obatalá.
Obatalá, that was from Eddie Palmieri. Go ahead.
El agua del clavelito.
Celia Cruz was a santera. All right, she was an espiritista. Go ahead.
Soy todo, Rubén Blades y Willy Colón. El Nazareño.
This one hurt me. Because I thought that El Nazareno was talking about Jesus Christ and happened to be linked with Santeria by Ismael Rivera. One of my favorite salsa artists. Go ahead.
Yeah, look, what is the same word? It says, while framed as a Christian song, it carries strong syncretic elements blending Catholicism with Santeria.
See that? So listen, this is no joke. While framed as a Christian, because I thought it was a Christian song. El Nazareno me dijo que librará mis amigos. Bro, I was like, yo, that's Christ. Christ is going to liberate us from slavery. That's what it sounded like. But it carries strong syncretic elements blending Catholicism with Santeria. Read.
Plante bandera. Los sitios enteros.
Sonora Ponceña is a very popular salsa group. They had a song called Huracán, which is it goes into the hurricanes from Puerto Rico. But that was a cool song. All right. It has nothing to do with Santeria. I'm just saying that, you know, this group was very popular. But as I'm looking down the list, their name is coming up quite a bit. Okay, read on.
Anacaona, Cheo Feliciano.
This one I question. Well, read, and then I'll say what I have to say. Read.
While about a historical Taino woman, the song reflects strong Afro-Caribbean themes.
That's it. So it has nothing to do with Santeria. Anacaona really is a woman from Haiti. Apparently she was a cacique in Haiti, in Marien or something like that. In the kingdom of Marien. But for some reason they chose to put this song in there. Has nothing to do with that. Has nothing to do with Santeria. Read on.
Tambores Africanos, Ricardo Rey. Aochun, Héctor Lavoe y Willy Colón.
Héctor Lavoe was a practitioner of Santeria, of Espiritista, yes. And also got involved heavily into drugs. And the reason why he got into drugs was not because he wanted to. It was because he wanted to perform more for the people. I'm not justifying the use of drugs, but that's the reason why a lot of salsa artists go into drugs, because they want to go longer. And they end up becoming addicts, and they die. Yeah, their bodies just give out. Go ahead.
Yemayá, Celia Cruz. Kimbara, Celia Cruz.
I would have never. Kimbara, gonna Kimbamba. Yo, that was a crazy song. Santeria song. Go ahead.
Aquel, 1939. Rubén Blades y Willie Colón.
See, it mentions African and Caribbean spiritual traditions, including elements of Santeria. Go ahead.
Omi Baba, Eddie Palmieri. Baba Keke. Cuecue. La Sonora Ponceña.
A direct tribute to the Orishas, blending Yoruba chants with a salsa groove. Okay? So a lot of y'all dancing in salsa is actually dancing in the name of Orishas. Go ahead. Dan Geronimo. Go ahead.
Yo soy la rumba. Justo Betancourt. Brujería. El gran combo de Puerto Rico.
Read that. One of the most what?
One of the most iconic salsa songs about witchcraft. This track humorously tells the story of a man who believes he's been bewitched.
Right. Tú me hiciste brujería. Me fui a la nevera y encontré una mierda fría. Tú me hiciste brujería. Bruja, bruja, brujita, bruja. ¡Demonio! Tú me hiciste brujería. Let me stop. Go ahead.
El muñeco.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
El muñeco de la ciudad, Ismael Rivera. References the use of dolls, possibly voodoo or Santeria related, to influence someone's fate. Cúcala, Celia Cruz y Willie Colón. Se me fue, Héctor Lavoe. No hay brujo, Joe Arroyo.
Joe Arroyo is a top salsa artist. He's not Puerto Rican. He's from Colombia. The brother knows salsa, but again, a lot of these salsa artists had to do some sort of a tribute in order to gain quote unquote success. So a lot of these songs were tributes to their saints in order for them to be successful salsa artists.
It says a Colombian salsa classic that claims no witch or spell can stop a determined man.
Which is good. Which that's letting people know that brujeria is nothing. Go ahead. Yeah, bring it out. Bring it out. So that's pretty much the only on this list, the only good salsa song that you can actually listen to. He says no hay brujo, meaning there's no witch or there's no warlock, because it's a brujo. It's not a bruja. Bruja is a witch. A brujo is a male witch, which is a warlock. Go ahead.
Numbers chapter 23, verse 23. Surely there is no enchantment against Jacob, neither is there any divination against Israel. According to this time, it shall be said of Jacob and of Israel, what have God wrought?
Right. So there's nothing you can do that can break God. God is everlasting, and His word is everlasting, and we got to keep these commandments. All right. So to hell with your brujeria and your espiritismo, it ain't gonna work. And you can sing all the songs you want, but God's not listening to them songs. You better start singing. You better start singing the tune to the Bible. All right. Get me Colossians 2:8. Give me Colossians 2:8. Because we're spoiled. We're a spoiled people. Okay, we're spoiled because of slavery. We're spoiled because of fear. And we're looking to be free from fear, free from captivity. And our minds are captives of these different religions that are against God. Read.
The book of Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8. Go ahead. Beware, lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit.
The philosophy of Santeria and the vain deceit of espiritismo are one and the same. You got to flee from that. Okay? You got to flee from that. You got to remove yourself from that. Go ahead.
After the traditions of men.
Because everything that's in Santeria and brujeria is the tradition of men. It's not the tradition of God. It's not written down. It's not. And God's not listening to these songs either. Selena Rautilio, you can put that up. Que viva changa, que viva changa. God don't like that song. God hates that song. Okay? Selena Rautilio, God don't like them. God doesn't like them. Okay? Them songs are not gonna, they're not gonna bring you luck. Música Santera con Celia Cruz is not gonna bring you luck. 18 exos, meaning 18 songs dedicated to the devil, not gonna bring you any luck. Okay? Con la y la sonora matancera, meaning the murderous sound. Con la y la sonora matancera, the murderous sound. Okay? Beautiful sister, terrible music. Okay? Read on.
After the rudiments of the world and not after Christ.
The Santeria, brujeria, espiritismo has roots in the world and has no roots in Christ. Okay? This Bible has roots in God. We're supposed to be rooted in the Bible so that we could be rooted in God. That makes sense. Okay, Judith chapter 8 and verse 18.
The book of Judith chapter 8 and verse 18. For there arose none in our age, neither is there any now in these days, neither tribe, nor family, nor people, nor city among us, which worship gods made with hands, as hath been aforetime.
We're supposed to be like that. We're supposed to say no to Santeria, no to brujeria, no to Catholicism, no to Jehovah's Witness, no to the Mormon church, which hates you because you have black skin anyway. Okay? We're supposed to say no to every single religion in this world that is against God. Okay? Like these. Like these man-made religions. Okay? They got the father of the transatlantic slave trade, the Pope Nicholas. All right? The creator of the Baptist religion, the Mormon religion, Joseph Smith. Seventh-day Adventist religion, Ellen G. White. The Jehovah's Witness, Charles T. Russell. Pentecostal religion, Charles Parham. All of these need to go. All of these need to be removed from your memory. What you need to involve yourself is what the Israelites are doing. Because so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans are God's chosen people. All right, go back. Oh, so no, we finished that. So Latinos, like I said, Latinos are Israelites, and you must return to God. Go to 2 Chronicles 7 and 14.
The book of 2 Chronicles chapter 7 and verse 14. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin.
So God is ready. Listen, he's ready to burn all of the evidence that you were evil against him. He's ready to wipe your slate clean. All you got to do is give up Santa Barbara. You got to give up La Guadalupe. You got to give up all of these evil ass saints, and God will wipe away all of those sins. So like that, you can be prevented from the destruction that's going to come. I don't know about you, but fire hurts. I don't like getting burned. But this is going to come to pass. If you break God's commandments and you continue to break God's commandments after listening to this message, you're going to burn. You're going to burn. It's going to be really bad on that day. You're going to suffer. And none of your hechiceria, none of your yemaya or batala, none of them saints are going to be there on that day.
That's right.
You're going to burn alive. You're going to be walking charcoal. You don't want that. Okay? So you better wise up. Don't take this message for granted. Read on.
If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their hand.
He's going to heal us if we give up on all the evil that we've been doing. Okay, Baruch chapter 4 and verse 28. I got 3 more scriptures and we are out of here.
The book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 28. For as it was your mind to go astray from God, so being returned, seek him 10 times more.
So it's your duty as God's child to seek him 10 times more. Whatever you committed, whatever sins you committed, just stop committing sin. All right? Come out of that sin. All right? Just like us. You see us in the street. You see us going out marching, going out teaching the people, going to other countries. All right? We're going out here, going hard for the people. Why? Because we love y'all. Okay? I know you heard a couple of things today that were offensive. Listen, don't be emotional. We're angry, we're upset because we know what our people deserve. And we deserve more than the garbage that the world is giving us today.
That's right.
So seek God 10 times more. Sirach 17 and 25.
The book of Sirach, chapter 17 and verse 25. Return unto the Lord and forsake thy sins. Make thy prayer before his face and offend less.
Read 23 and down.
Verse 23. Afterwards he will rise up and reward them.
22.
Verse 22.
Because it's going to tie into what I wanted to say also about the QR code that's right here. Okay.
The arms of a man is as a signet with him, and he will keep the good deeds of man as the apple of the eye, and give repentance to his sons and daughters.
So alms, brothers and sisters, alms. We need your help. Donate to the Booster Club. All right, we need it. You see that thing right there? That thing right there? That's the QR code for our PayPal. We need your help. Okay, we need your help. All right. So giving alms is as a signet. You can put that up. Alms is a signet. Why? Because it's going to help us go out and venture out into these other countries and be able to bring the message that the people desperately need. Read on. Oh my God, look at that afro. Read on.
Afterwards, he will rise up and reward them and render the recompense upon their heads. But unto them that repent, he granted them return and comforted those that failed.
Brothers, sisters, don't you think that we need comfort? We need comfort. All of us need comfort. Black people need comfort. Latinos need comfort. Native Americans need comfort. We need comfort. We need the Lord to comfort us. Read.
And comforted those that failed in patience. Return unto the Lord and forsake thy sins. Make thy prayer before his face and offend less.
So you got to offend less, all right? Everything that you do in your life, you're an offense to the Lord. But if you're cognizant of what you're doing on a daily basis based on the scriptures, then you help yourself offending less to the Lord. Read.
Turn again to the Most High and turn away from iniquity.
So you got to turn away from iniquity. Turn away from all these false religions that keep you away from God, that keep you disconnected from his commandments. Go ahead.
For he will lead thee out of darkness.
God is going to lead you out of darkness
into the light of health.
Read.
And hate thou abomination vehemently.
So you got to hate Santeria vehemently. Because when we teach vehemently. We teach as if the earth is going to be destroyed in the next 3 minutes. Okay? So brothers, sisters, I pray you gained some knowledge from that. All praise to the Most High. Like I said earlier, if you're interested in talking to us straight up, visit us on Clubhouse. We got La Biblia en Fuego for those who speak in Spanish or Spanglish. Then we got Biblical Smoke. And you also have Flamme Biblique in Creole. All right? So come talk to us on Clubhouse. Visit us on all our social media platforms. We got YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Okay? Send us messages. Send us an email. What about our email address? Do we got that?
Well, it's Reino del Norte at Israelite.org, right? Reino del Norte at Israelite.org. That's the email address.
All right. All praises, brothers, sisters. Most High in Christ bless you. Shalom.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example.